world and live like you're in a third world country. All right, I'm going to say that again because I want to make sure you catch this. It does not make sense to live in a free world where you can literally do, be, and have whatever you want, and you're living like you're in a third world country. All right? And so the beautiful thing about living in America is that your rewards will match your effort. All right? That's important. So if you're not where you want to be, and I don't mean to be disrespectful, I'm talking to myself as well. If you're not where you want to be in life, it has more to do with who you are and what you're doing, and not necessarily where you live. All right, now we can debate that, depending on what side of town you're born on, depending on what type of family you grew up in. I mean, we can debate that has something to do with it. But at the end of the day, there are individuals who are successful, and each individual comes from at least one of our experiences. All right, that's safe to say. It's safe to say that whatever you want to do in life, you can find at least 5 or 10 people who came from your exact experience, who know exactly what you're going through, and somehow they managed to get from where they once were to where they are now. Now, what gives Eric Thomas the right to do this? So most of you who follow me, you know where I started. I used to drop out, right? You know where I started. Father wasn't in my life. West side of Detroit, right? To being where I am now. And so one of the things I want to share with you guys before we get started is literally, listen to me. What you do has so much to do with what you get. All right? And that's critical. So, what I want you to do when you leave this room, and I want you to be honest with yourself, and I want you to ask yourself 3 questions. All right? I want to frame this whole conversation around these 3 questions. So the first question is, what are you doing right now? What are you doing right now in your life that's stopping you from being where you want to be? All right? I need you to think about that. Like, what are you doing right now? For some of you, it might be television. For some of you, it might be your cell phone. It might be Twitter or Facebook. Like, it's killing you in terms of your time. Right? So what are you doing right now that's hindering you from getting where you're supposed to be? It could be, I don't know, the people that you hang out with, the environment that you're in. All right, so the second question is, what are you doing right now that's pretty good? Like, you're doing something right now that's literally going to help you with your future. Like, it's going to help you to get to that next level. I want you to think about that, and I want you to do more of what that is. So, why do you say that, Eric? Those of you who read my book, you'll notice that there was a time in my life where I made a transition. And one of those transitions for me, one of the things that I started doing that was very helpful in my life was I started going to church. Now, listen to me very closely. This isn't like a religious class. I want to show you something. A couple things happened when I started going to church. The first thing that happened was, it was as if I was going to a professional development. All right, anybody been to a professional development before? Raise your hand. You've been to a professional development before. All right, so you know the idea of a professional development is to gain some information you didn't have before. So the pastor is giving out information. He's saying things on a weekly basis that I had never heard before because I didn't grow up in church. So he's talking about going to school. I'm a high school dropout. He talked about going to school. I'm like, oh, I like that. So every week it was a professional development. The choir, every week was like inspiration. I was getting inspired. I was getting motivated. And then there was some accountability. Now, when I was on the block, there was no accountability. Me and my boys were asking, what did you do this week? Did you make your dreams become a reality? Focus this week. Your things to do list. How many things on your things to do list did you get down? Like those weren't the conversations we were having. We weren't talking like that. But when I went to church, I had people that were asking me, have you finished school? What's going on in the block? What are you doing? Are you moving towards school? Do you have a career that you want? Do you have a trade? Like, they were literally asking me questions. So for me, church was phenomenal because church gave me an opportunity for professional development. So that was something I was doing fine. Now, listen, I'll be honest with you. Now, church was there, that was one day of the week. Well, I went Wednesday night break too, but for the most part, that was like a strong, full day and then an hour and a half. So when you look at the rest of my schedule, the rest of my schedule looked nothing like church. But the beautiful thing about church was, the more I went to church, the more it started to offset. So what I want you to think about is, what are some of the positive things that you're doing right now in your life? That if you keep doing that, it's going to offset the negative stuff that you're doing, and eventually you're going to be where you want to go. All right, and then I'm going to ask you this question. What are you not doing that you know you need to do to take your game to the next level? And so one of the things I knew I was not doing that I needed to do was to go back to school and get an education. I knew that I needed to go back to school. I didn't take rocket science, but I knew I needed to get my GED, go to college, and put myself in a different position. All right, so I want to frame it with that. Let's go to work, guys. Let's go to work. All right. presentation is this. It's not about Eric Thomas. I want you to think about, for real, if you could live or have or do, I don't know what you're trying to do. Doctor, lawyer, nurse, I'm not sure. Educator, engineer, I'm not really sure what you're trying to do. But if you could do what it is you wanted to do, that's what we're going to talk about today. I'm going to give you a couple principles that are going to help you, like Eric Thomas, make that shift. Now, I literally do listen to me. What I do for a living, I love. And so I want to help you. I want to help you get to a point where you're like, you know what? I do what I love for a living. So the first thing I want you to ask yourself, you have an opportunity to take advantage of an opportunity of a lifetime, but you have to do it in the lifetime of that opportunity. All right? That's critical. So when you say this, Eric Thomas, what do you mean? All right. So let me help you because I like to be real plain. When I look at this statement, like it's a glass of milk. All right? I don't know how many you drink milk, but if you ever went grocery shopping before, when you buy milk a little different than you buy dry goods. It's a different process. All right, for real, my kids love, I make a mean 7-layer burrito. I mean mean. And when I say 7, I don't mean 5.5. I mean literally 7, it's 7 ingredients that I use. So, my children are like, Dad, we look at that 7-layer burrito. So for the most part, all the ingredients that I need for it, I buy, except for the meat. And sometimes I'll buy meat, put it in the freezer. I've got everything I need. Right? And so I buy it. I'll say, you know what, maybe next week I'll do it, guys. Or maybe about 3 or 4 days I'll do it. Can I tell you guys something? When I shop for milk, it's a totally different experience. I never buy milk unless I intend to use it that day. I never buy milk. Like, you know what, I think I might want a bowl of cereal next week. Let me just go grab some milk and have it in the refrigerator just in case. I never do that. Like literally, when I buy milk for that particular moment. Or either the milk ran out and I need to get some more milk. So this is how I do it. I get in there, I got like this, listen to me, for real. It's a science for me when I buy milk, right? So I go up to it, I open it up, right? And I look in, right? And I don't grab what's on the top right now. I might look at the date on the first one. 4/1/2013. I'm like, all right, that's good, but I'm going to go back further. I look further, 4/8. I'm like, all right, I got a whole week. 4/8. It's not going to be scored for a whole week, right? And then I kind of go through it a little bit more, go all the way to the back, and then I find 4/14. I'm like, wait, no, 5. Got it. This is the one right here, baby. This is the one right here. All right, so then I grab that milk, I put that milk in. Listen to me. I don't know how you do it, but even when I buy milk, I don't buy milk first. I get all my other stuff first, and then I get the milk right at the end. I put that in. And when I get milk and ice cream, I'm going straight to the register. Going straight to the register. As soon as I get home, if I do it that night, that next morning, I put my cornflakes in, chop up my bananas, boom, throw a little raisin in there, and then the last thing I do is the milk when we go to work. Right? And when I put the milk in, I'll be honest, I let it sit for about 1.5 minutes so I can get the cornflakes nice and soggy, and boom, we going to work. It's a science. Listen to me very closely. Many of you don't understand this. Your dreams have an expiration date on it. What you're allowed to do at 19, you can't get away with at 29. And dreams you have at 19, you can't wait till you're 39 to make those dreams become a reality. There's a way that people look at you when you're 18 that they don't look at you the same way when you're 38 years old. When you come to college, it has a time frame. Now you might take 6 years, you might take 10 years to do it, but that wasn't the time frame. Like it's 4. It's 4, right? You might make it to a marathon, 8 years. But that's not what it was not intended for you to take 8 years. It was intended for you to come in 4 and get it done. Now the new rule, now they're doing retention and persist, they're doing 6 years now. 6 years, but that's not what it was intended. It was 4 years. So when you do 6, you have to understand that, listen to me, your dreams have a time frame. Now why am I saying it? This is important. This is why I'm saying this, all right? Because most of you, okay, all right. Let me slow down because I want you to show the clock. We're going to go here. So you can write this out wherever you want to, but I want you to ask yourself, what is your preparation for preparing to do? All right? Somebody hit me the other day like, E.T., have you seen it? I'm like, I'm not sure. What? Come on, tell me you've seen it. I'm like, you got to tell me what it is first, and I'll tell you if I had a chance to see it or not. Have you seen Scandal? You're missing it. Scandal is the best sitcom on TV right now. I'm like, okay, all right, Scandal, but I'm good. And what do you mean you're good? I'm like, look, Scandal, if I watch Scandal in my life right now, that's not preparing me for anything, because I'm not a movie director. I'm not a movie director. I'm not an actor. I'm not a screenwriter. I'm not trying to write a score for a movie. That's not what I do. I'm a motivational speaker. I'm a preacher. Like, that's not what I do. And there are those of you, you're spending hours watching the I'm not in the NBA. That's not what I do for a living. So no disrespect to LeBron James, but I don't have 3 hours to invest in LeBron James because I can use those 3 hours to invest in what I'm trying to do. And LeBron is where LeBron is because he's investing time into his game. And so I'm asking you a question. What is your preparation preparing you for? If you keep doing what you do now for the next year, for the next 2 years, for the next 5 years, for the next 10 years, where are you going to land in 10 years if you keep doing what you're doing right now? We're not talking about your haters. I love that too. I love you, my haters. Let me tell you something. You're your greatest hater. I wish you started dogging yourself out like hater. You just need to start going in the mirror and just be like, you hating on me. Just look at yourself and say, you hating. You hating on me. Every time I'm trying to wake up in the morning, you don't want to get up. You hate. Why do you keep pushing the school button? I hate you. Why are you procrastinating? Like, why did you turn your work in? You know you got work. You hating on me. You don't want me to turn my work in. You hating on me. So I want you to ask yourself a question. This might be difficult for some of you very close to God. What is your preparation preparing for? All right, the next one. This is a myth. This is the problem that some of you have. When you look at time, unfortunately, this is how you look at time. All right, and remember what I told you before. What I really want to get across to you guys is a sense of urgency. My life changed. Now, I'm not saying this for the reason why you think I'm saying it, but for whatever reason, money motivates people. Let me just say this to you. The zeros in my life changed when I changed my time. All right, and I got to help you to understand this. When you make change in your life, change happens in your life. When you make any amount of change, when you change anything in your life, change happens. Change does not happen because you desire it to. Change doesn't happen because you talk about it. Change doesn't happen because you and your friends texting about it. Change only happens when change happens. And so you have to look at your life and ask yourself, what can I change? Can I change this, guys? This blew my mind, for real. When I changed the way I saw time, it blew my mind. Like, I got to a point when I said 6 o'clock, I meant 6 o'clock. Before, when I said 6 o'clock, I could have meant, I don't know, 6:15, 6:30. Like, I wasn't even paying attention. I told you 6, but I wasn't paying attention. Now, when I tell you 6, I'm like, what time do I have to leave to get there at 5:30? All right, we help you out because you're like, E.T., I'm already doing that. All right, guys. I've been working for Fortune 500 companies, Fortune 200 companies, Fortune 100. I thought they were all the same. I'm so smart that I just don't get checks from these guys. I study these guys. And I study what's the difference between a Fortune 500 company and a Fortune 200 and a Fortune 100. And I discovered the time is different. Now let me explain it to you. When a Fortune 500 company says we got to get it done in 24 hours, they mean 23 hours before the 24th hour they get it done. Now I'm going to say it again because I want to make sure you catch this. When they say you have to return the phone call within 24 hours, within 22 or 23 hours, they get it done. A Fortune 200 company, when they say you got to get it done in 24 hours, they get it done within the first 12 hours. But when a Fortune 100 company said get it done in 24 hours, they're talking about getting it done in 60 minutes. Changed my whole life. I started making phone calls back. I started texting people back immediately. Things changed when I understood the importance of time. So some of you guys, geographically, and I get it. The challenge with the clock is that it's a circle, right? And a circle never what? Right, and so give me the next one. So this can't be true, right? This is how they used to tell time back in the day. This is how we used to start telling time. This is how you tell time. This is how you tell time. Now it's the same thing. It's the exact same thing, right? But perception is everything. When you think you have, when it does not end, you think you have forever, you get to it when you get to it. But when you realize that 24 hours get run out, you look at time totally different, guys. And I'm telling you, one of the greatest things that ever changed in my life is how I look at time. I don't even look at money like I look at time. I don't even care about money like that. Like, it is what it is. The cool thing about money is somebody takes $50,000 from you. The good thing about money is, you know what? You can make it back.
That's right.
Somebody, for real, somebody burned my house down tomorrow. I'm like, you know, I was going to say I tripped at first with the pictures, but I got it back up on iCloud, so we good. Right, all the pics on iCloud, right, all the important papers. I took the picture with the phone, it's on iCloud. You got it backed up in storage. Listen to me, if you burn my house down, it's okay. As a matter of fact, I have a home in Huntsville, Alabama. Somebody called me once and said, Eric, I got some bad news. I said, what happened? There was a tornado in the neighborhood yesterday, and it destroyed your house. It's flat. I was like, praise know what they cannot do with all the technology that they have? They can't give me my time back. Once this day is over, you will never see it again. Once you leave 19, you can't say, you know what, I'm 22 years old. I've now discovered that I blew 19. I just want to start all over again. Take my 19 year back. It's gone, boo. It's gone forever. You cannot get it back. So somebody sit in the room and you could literally be a 4.0 student, but the reason why you're not a 4.0 student because you see time as a clock. The reason why you don't have that degree yet, or that job yet, or that opportunity yet, is not that you're not smart enough. No, it's not that you're not advanced enough. It's not that you don't have the intellectual prowess to make it happen. It's not that you don't have a heart, or the desire, or the discipline. No. Your problem is you think you have forever. So you're going to get to it tomorrow. Tomorrow turns into a week. A week turns into a month. A month turns into a year. Now you're saying, I wish I could, I wish I had, I wish I... Listen to me, guys, you're probably one of the dumbest students that you'll ever meet. And we're in the dissertation process of the PhD. And what I've discovered is that all I have to do is just show up to class. It's the craziest thing. I don't know why they did this when I was in high school. You just go to class. They have to pass you if you just keep coming and keep doing the work. I don't know how it works. But you do the work, you show up, they have to pass you. Like, I don't understand. Then I was like, okay, I can get all A's. He said, Eric, I can get all A's. I can give it to the teacher 2-3 weeks early. She can get it and give it back. And I can make the adjustment and give it back again. And she'll give it back again and I'll fix it again. And we just keep playing this game and keep going back and forth. I keep making a couple revisions, some modifications, I keep giving it back, and she keep giving it back. And I realized the reason I didn't have a 4.0 before is not because I needed to be a great writer, like this demonstrative scholar. I realized, Eric, you just need to turn it in early. If you turn it in early and master your time, she'll give it back. You keep doing that for the next 4 or 5 years, you will have a master, you will have a PhD. It's not rocket science. And so I need you to do me a huge favor. I need you to understand you don't have as much time as you think. And when you realize you don't have as much time as you think, you'll do what I do. You'll start waking up at 3 o'clock in the morning. And the reason why I get contacts that other people don't get, and you know, if you follow me on Twitter, you may not get up at 3, but you'll hear an alert at 3. Like, oh, is he serious? Listen to me. I'm not the best motivational speaker in the world. I'm just the first one. Whereas people are like, he's the deepest thinker. No, I'm not deep. You're just not used to getting a message at 3 o'clock in the morning. That's what it is. I keep getting my grip. And so when you put those two together, I think he's deep and he's hitting up real early. He's got to be deep. I hit a CEO the other day. After I finished having my prayer at 3 to 4, I put a message out. I gave him a message at 4:15. He responded to my message at 6:30, meaning that he's a CEO. He got up about 6:30, and I got a message from him at 4 o'clock. So if I'm competing against another speaker for a consultant, yeah, it's not rocket science. Eric sent this stuff at 4:15. This guy sent this stuff at 7:15. I want to know what the guy sent today. All right, so we're going to make up. I'm just helping you because yours may not be time, but I want you to think about something that you're not doing right now as a student, something that you're not doing as a person. If you make that one adjustment, it's going to take your life to a whole new level. All right, let's go. This is it. I got to show you. All right, so the first thing I want you guys to do is this. I want you to work on yourself first, then work on your work. After you work on yourself. And that's where most people go wrong. Most people go wrong because you're trying, listen to me, you're trying to do well academically and you're not even a student. I'm amazed at how many kids come to school and they're not students. It's amazing how many people come and you don't like to write. You don't like to go to class. It's like it's the weirdest thing. You sign up for a class, you're paying $20,000, $30,000 a year, and you're not going. It's the weirdest thing. That's like a basketball player. That's like LeBron said, you know what, 82 games, I'm going to play 50 this year. Bro, that's like LeBron said, it's snowing in Cleveland. Coach, I'm not coming in. It's snowing in Cleveland. He signed up for how many games? 82 games, and then whatever the playoffs is, that's what you signed up for. You signed up to be a student, and it's the craziest thing. It's the little thing like, I'm amazed at how students will actually party the night before, and then you can't get up for class the next day. It's like, it's amazing. Your priority is school. Like, if you were paying that much to party, you should be like in California. You shouldn't be in If you're paying that much to party, you should go like to Vegas or something and have your ball. Like, the lights, whatever. You party and flip for that
Robin, Zig Ziglar, Tony Robbins. I want to be, and I'm like, I need motivation. Like, every time I see you complaining, but you want to be a what? Like, you want to be a motivational speaker, you need to speak to people. Like, you don't say how to people. Like, no, I got it. Say you want to make money talking. That's what you want to do. You don't want to inspire people. You don't want to be a motivator. People ask me, Eric, why you get your phone number? Because I'm trying to inspire people. That's what I do. I'm not somebody called me. I can't believe you're after the girl called me the other day. Eric called me up. I met you at an engagement and you gave me your number. I said, sweetheart, what's going on right now? I'm like, I'm not trying to be disrespectful, but I got a life. You want to talk to me? I can't believe I'm talking to you. Did you call me? Did you know you were calling me? Yes, I can't call you. Listen to me, Rick. I thought I was going to get your voicemail, or I thought I was going to get a secretary. I said, I told you that was my personal number. What would make you think? So, what do you need? Let's talk, because I want to help you. You got to talk to me. You got to tell me what you want. And then so we begin to talk. Somebody said, why do you do about your number? Because I'm really an inspirational speaker. Why do you do every Monday? Because I am who I said I am. When I said thank God it's Monday, I didn't say thank God it's Monday every now and then. I said thank God it's Monday. So Mondays I'm going to give you something every Monday, except for maybe 1 or 2 weeks, not because I'm going to give you anything, but I need to step back, go in the lab. Right? I need to get some rest. I need to evaluate what I've been doing. So when I come back out, I can take it to the next level. If you've ever studied me from the first season to now, you've seen the growth. And not only the growth in my speaking, my videographer is taking it to a whole other level. My man, listen to me. We paid him to go to school. He graduated with a degree in biology. We made him go back to school and get a degree in videography. Why? So he can take his game to the next level. And so do me a huge favor, guys. You got to work on yourself first. Some of you will be in a different place if you want to procrastinate. You listen to me. Your struggle is not you can't learn. Your struggle is you can't get up. For real, you can't get up and read. I can't. So this kills me. The students say, I said, I take this class and graduate. But this time it's like 8 o'clock in the morning. Okay, you try to graduate. So you could possibly be an engineer and make $80,000 a year, and you're telling me that you're not willing to get up at 8 o'clock in the morning for a few years to make $80,000 a year? Have you lost your mind? And this is what I understand when college students say, I can't get up at 8. You were doing it from kindergarten all the way. Like what happened? Like, I can see if it was the opposite. Like you weren't getting up at 8 from kindergarten all the way to 12th grade, and all of a sudden they want you to do it. You've been doing that your entire life. Some of you college students, for real, not that college is hard. Some of you free. You never had any education before. You're free for the first time in your life. So you don't have enough discipline to discipline yourself. You know what I'm telling you? I just left Lance and I was the Boys and Girls Club. Hilarious, guys. I was so frustrated. I called my agent and said, don't ever, this was free. I said, please, monitor my engagement. I went and these kids were just acting a fool, clowning, and I just stopped one of the guys and said, how old are you? He said, I'm 16. I knew what I was doing. I was being disrespectful, but I wanted to shut up. That shit was shut up. He said, I'm 16. I said, what grade are you in? He said, I'm a freshman in high school. I said, there's a problem right there. There lies the problem. He's 16. He's supposed to be a junior in high school, and you sitting here playing and laughing and acting crazy. No, he had no discipline. They paid me 10. Some companies pay me $20,000 to come in and talk for an hour. And you give this for absolute free, but you're so immature, you don't even understand who's standing for you. I'm about to tell you how I went from Detroit, the west side of Detroit, without a daddy in my life, dropped out of high school, lived in an abandoned building. I'm about to tell you, I'm about to give you the blueprints. You're about to literally get the blueprint for free. But because you're so immature, you've never worked on yourself before. Some of you, for real, the person you were back at home, that's one person. You get to school and you climb. I told my man, you're not no dog, this Lansing, and you at the Boys and Girls Club. You're 16 years old at the Boys and the Girls Club. When I was 16 years old, I was not at the Boys. I went to the Boys and Girls Club when my parents dropped me off. But when I got my driver's license, I was on the block at 16. You're 16, a freshman in high school, and you're at the Boys and Girls Club, and you want to be hardcore. Listen to me, when I came here, you should have been so quiet, baby. You should have been writing, got your iPhone recording. When he had on a pair of J's and a pair of Jordans, another pair of Jordans we just took off from playing basketball. Do me a huge favor. guys, you are going to be places that you never thought you could be if you work on yourself first. Can I share something with you? I was not where I'm supposed to be, not because I wasn't gifted, but I refused to forgive my father for not being in my life for 30 years, and I held me back for years not being able to forgive. I held my greatness back. I was held back. Just because I was mad at my man because he wasn't in my life, I'm like, I ain't talking to my man. I'm not gonna let you call yourself my father. I'm not gonna tell you I love you. I was working on my speaking. I was getting sweet with the speak game, with my personal life. My personal life sucked. Why? Because I wasn't willing to work on myself. That's why I need you to do me a favor. Some of you in this room, before you're going to be great, you got to heal. Before you're going to be great, you got to heal. And you have to work on yourself. And there's some character defects you have right now. Just in case you don't know what I'm talking about, Marion Jones. You have some character defects, Tiger Woods. Just in case you're not hearing me, Lance Armstrong. Just in case you're not hearing me, Manny Ramirez. Just in case you're not hearing me, Lance Armstrong. They took all 7 of the Tour de France. Tiger Woods was that guy. One little small, not a lot, we don't know a lot negative about Tiger. It was just one little thing that Tiger, you know. It wasn't like 10 things out of Tiger. It was just one. But that one thing tore my man up so terribly mentally, he couldn't do what he did his whole life. So do me a favor, while you working on making money, while you working on taking, being one of the best doctors, lawyers, nurses, whatever, do me a huge favor, work on yourself. I'm sorry. I stay on that one too long. You just gotta move for me, all right? Move. All right, now watch this, guys. What I told you, and you can stay in contact with me, but what I've learned is there's a blueprint. There's a blueprint. All right, let's keep going. I want to show them something. Keep going. There's a blueprint. We'll come back to that. You know what that is? There's a blueprint. So you see the word see. Everybody say see. See. So if you can see it, listen to me. If you can see it, and that's what I love about the Asian community. What they've done is, in terms of electronics and technology, what they've done is they have had an opportunity to see, let's say, 50 years ago in America, some of the technology that was going on here, and maybe they could strip it down, look at it, and maybe they could mass produce it. All right, I went to a store the other day. I promise you, I went to a store with my little iPhone and lost my cord. Right? I went to a store. How much do they normally charge for one of those cords for your iPhone? $29, $20. My son said, Dad, what you doing? I said, I'm buying a cord. I lost my cord. He said, how much you got? 20? He said, give me the 20. I'm like, I need you about 3 or 4 for you. My man went online, I think eBay, wherever he went, Amazon. My man bought about 5 cords. He spent about $2.
That might be true. That might be true. But they were all real fans. If you don't get it from the original manufacturer, I'm a witness.
I'm like, unbelievable. He's like, next time, Dad, let's go to this website, get it, you good. And so what they've been able to do, you charge them 20, they've been able to break that thing down, recreate and say, we're going to sell it, we got you. We'll save $5, $2, $3. And $2 or $3 over there might be $20 over there. So some little 12, 13-year-old who's manufacturing, he get paid. He got his own little spot in the basement, right? We always losing our core. And everybody, and the word is out now that you go to his site and then he's going to send it to you, right? And my man is making a killing. He in the game now. Why? Because when you can produce something, he's fruitful and multiply. What happens when you produce it, and you take what you produce, and you keep manufacturing it, and you keep adding to it, and that's how you multiply. So, I want you to see this. Whatever you want to be in life, guys, nurse, doctor, whatever, you just need to see somebody who's doing it, and take it to the next level. My greatest accomplishment, I've been married for 22 years, that's my greatest accomplishment. I had 2 kids by the same wife. All right, I can tell y'all from different producers. I got 5 brothers and sisters, none of us had the same mother and father. So my dream one day was to have children by the same wife as we would have in a marriage as we would have, because that didn't happen, right? So what happened was I saw it, guys, and this is going to blow your mind. You're going to be shocked where I got it from. Because my father wasn't in my life, my mother married. My father, who raised me, adopted, married my mother, adopted me. I'm not even the Thomas. But I didn't learn from my neighborhood and I didn't learn from my family about marriage. You're going to be shocked where I learned marriage from. But I saw it. When you can see it, if you can see it with your eyes, you can do it. I don't care if it's math, if it's science, I don't care if it's writing. If you can see it, you can do it. I saw the Huxtables. Real, that was like, you just rerun. You watch the Huxtables, it ain't that deep to you. When I watched the Huxtables blew my it was the first African American family that you could not see their whole house with a one camera shot. Good time, you see their whole crib with a good time. Good time, you got one camera on the good time, they go JJ bed and white bed right there. Family couch right there. JJ Studios right there. Right? On this side, okay, on this side was the kitchen, right? Straight down, mom and dad, they were right there in the bathroom. You could see the whole thing. And even though the Jeffersons had moved on up, you could still see their whole crib. You had the living room, and the black piano was right there. Right there with the little wicker. Then you walked in and go to the kitchen right there. Everything, same thing. They had the same setup. Go to the back bathroom. Same thing. The Huxtables, they had upstairs, first floor, they had downstairs. And Mr. Huxtable had his office downstairs. Mom was a lawyer, Dad was a doctor. I don't know where they do that at. Well, when I grew up in Detroit, there wasn't nobody on the block whose mom was a lawyer and Dad was a doctor. And then they had about 5, 6 kids, all from the same mom and dad. I'm like, I want to be like the audible. Unbelievable. They met stars, they knew people like Sammy Davis Jr., they knew people like Stevie Wonder, Aretha Franklin, all kind of people were coming in out their home. So I saw it, guys. I saw it. Somebody have a book. I want to show y'all something. Somebody have a book in here. I just want to show y'all. Can I get the book real quick? I promise to get it back. My book, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, my book. I just want to show you something. You got enough time? Can somebody bring that book down for me? Right here. She's got it right there. Here. Is that the book right here? Yeah. Oh, wow. She got it. Wow. I've never seen it. Wow, look at that, y'all. It's inside the little. Thank you. I like that. All right. So watch this, guys. Talking about seeing, right? So I got to college, right? I'm through. I'm about through. Let's say deductive reasoning. I don't use the word good. That's not a good word to use. We're in college, so let me just say deductive reasoning. Right? I got to college, I use my deductive reasoning skills. Because I'm from Detroit, right? So let me do this real quick. When I say deductive reasoning, just in case you don't get it. You're in the hood of Clinton, Detroit side on the way from ski. You're in the urban community, right? Then it's the summertime, and you see a Suburban going about 50 miles per hour, and then you get on your block, and it slows down, and right? And then the windows come down.
Take off.
What do you do? Now watch this. You don't know why you're running, right? You want to start saying, why you're running, right? You finish, you all come back, you're like, well, you run. Like, all right, so I did. But what you didn't want to do was find out why you possibly were running, right? Now watch this. I've done that same exercise in a different school, and I asked them the kids, and they didn't say run. They said, well, it depends. Depends on what? Okay, she ran one direction. I'm like, no direction, right? But depending on what neighborhood you live in, it's a total different experience, right? So deductive reasoning means that you observe things and you make certain assessments and you make adjustments based on what you see. So I got to Michigan State University and blew my mind. I came to class, y'all, and the professor wasn't there. It blew my mind. Like, for real, guys, I was like, what in the world? Like, you gotta learn. And then he came once or twice and we missed again, and it was some teenager teaching the class. I was like, who's this? They're like, it's a TA. What's a TA? Like, I don't know, I'm from Detroit. I don't know what a TA is. Like, never heard nobody in my neighborhood say, she's a TA. What's TA? Like, teacher's assistant. I'm like, well, where's the professor? He's not here. I'm like, what do you mean he's not here? Well, he's at another university lecturing. I'm like, he lecturing? Yeah, it's like, I'm saying, like, that's moonlight, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, my mom worked before, you couldn't have another job, right? That's it, you can get fired if you find out you got another job. And so, no, he was lecturing. I'm like, what do you mean he's lecturing? Well, he literally got paid to lecture, so watch me very closely. So the first stream of income, he's a professor. The second stream of income is he's lecturing. So he's not at work, he gets paid, this is a great job. He gets work and he gets paid, then he's going somewhere else and he gets paid. I'm like, I love it. So I'm starting to ask questions. Well, how can you do that? They say he's published. I said, oh, okay, I didn't want to seem stupid. I never heard that before. Where I live at, if Ray was gone for 6 months, it wasn't because he was published. Ray was gone for 6 months. Ray was in some kind of trouble. Right? So I asked the question, third stream of income was so unique because when I took the class, guess whose book I had to buy? His book. I'm like, what a hustle right here. This is very hustle. This is wonderful. Like, we get in trouble on the block for us. We get paid for us. I got to do it. That's why I wrote a book, guys. We wrote a book in less than 2 years, year and a half. We sold almost 20,000 copies of our book, $500,000. Listen to me very close about that. And we sold it out of the garage. We didn't go to Barnes and Nobles. No, we used Twitter, we used Facebook, we used YouTube. Are you hearing what I'm telling you? I saw it. I didn't see it going up. When I got to college, I saw it. Some of you were in college and you still on a 4.0? Like you still on that? You still excited because you got a 3.5? Like you still on numbers and alphabets like you a kid? You're not trying to get that out of things, like you're not trying to master the information. You're not trying to be an expert. You're not trying to be a scholar. You just want to call home and tell mom you got a 4.0 and you want to start on your forehead. So what? You're in an honor society. You got a piece of paper that says you're in an honor society. What's the redeemable value? You pay $30,000 a year. How much do you make? If I give you $30,000, how much are you going to help me make? All you doing is what the teacher prompt told you to read chapter 3, 4, and 5. And you got 17 chapters, and all you're going to do is what she told you to do, and that's it. So you can get a grade. You're not going to dissect the entire book. You're not going to read the whole book and ask her, what books are you reading? Not the book you assigned me to. What are you reading? What are you studying? What's your professional development year look like? Because you will never, ever make the money the professors make if you don't know what the professor wants. You will always be a student. And students pay. They don't get paid. Listen to me. You can't be a student for the rest of your life. So the first thing I need you to do, and I don't know who you are or what you study, but I need you to see it. I need you to see it. Then after you see it, after you speak it, right? You change your vocabulary, please. Look through it. We can do the, whatever you want to do on your own time, whatever your slang is, that's fine. When you're here, there's one, listen to me, can I be honest with you guys? I went from making $15,000 to $5,000 an hour to $10,000 to $20,000 an hour in corporate America when I changed my language. So for real, it's like a crossover. You can take me right now to the hood, they won't even know I went to school. Like for real. You take me on the block, those kids will be like, this guy, he's crazy. Never just drop out. Absolutely. I'm coming right down to your language. Right? When I do corporate, I do Transformers. Robots in this guy. I come in, I got a whole other vocabulary. Screens totally different. Everything is different. Like, wow, Eric, I didn't even know you could speak like that. I don't on a regular basis. But when it comes time now, my daughter want to go to Harvard, and it comes to put money aside for her to go to Harvard, I will speak while I'm we get ready to happen. Are you hearing what I'm saying? I love high schools and middle schools, but they're not paying my daughter want to go to Harvard. They're not paying Harvard money. But Quicken Loans is. So I need you to do me a favor. I need you to speak different, build your vocabulary. And be careful. Don't be all pompous and proud. Like, it's funny, I had family members when we do Thanksgiving. My grandma probably got a 5th grade education. They'll be coming out eating. Like, we all know you went to school. You ain't got time to grab. If you want to talk deep, you go in the back room. You can just go scholarly over it. But when we're amongst family, like you know everybody went to college, you don't need to go. I'm not telling you to learn a vocabulary so you can think you're better than people. I'm telling you to build your vocabulary so you can switch gears when you want to. Because when you need one, when you need 10 miles per hour, but when you need you put it in degree, right, you need gears. So you make your favor. Speak differently when appropriate. So if somebody comes to me and says, Eric Thomas, I need to borrow $1,000. I'm broke. You're not about to get no money from you. You're broke. And if you're broke, that means you're never going to do what? Get my money back. But if you just say it differently, I might give you $1,000. Eric, I'm in a financial transition right now. Transition, I mean, at some point you coming up out of this thing and you're going to speak differently. Speak differently about yourself. If you're not a good math student, don't say it. I don't need to hear it. You say, I'm a math student in transition. I'm getting better every single day. I don't write well today. I'm getting better. One day I'm going to be a scholar. If you already know that you have a deficiency, you don't have to say it. Long before I came out with my book, I put on my, I had are you published? I said, I wrote them papers in class. I'm like, and I kept saying I was an author until I came out with the book. Now, the audio book will be out in about 30 days. The second book will be out in 60 days. The children's book will come out next fall. Come on, you got to say it before it happens. You got to say it. You got to talk it. You're not going to talk it. Who's going to talk it? You're not going to believe it. Who's going to believe it? I love what a man said. He said, God, I'm motivation. I love it. So from now on, when I see you, I'm like, I see a lot of y'all, I'm not going to identify you as anything, because I don't know who you are. You said Deontay or Dante? Dante, motivational speaker. So I see you anywhere, I will know you for the rest of your life because you use your vocabulary. You spoke to me. You said what you were going to do now in advance. And the last time I need you to behave like it. If you're a student, do me a favor, act like a student. Act like a student. A student does what? Thank you. A student does what? Study. A student does what? Study. So if I were to look at your 24 hours, you should be doing more studying than you're doing anything else. Why? You are a student. When you come to school, a student comes to school with what? A book bag. And what else? Books. Right? Come on, for real, you laugh. I just went to a restaurant, and I'm a little different, guys. I know I operate on a different level. So I come here and tell my family, like, we've been in this restaurant a good time. We don't need a minute. Let's stop playing games. Like, we go here on the regular basis. Everybody, y'all ready? We're on our way to the restaurant. Think about what you want before we get here. Let's not waste time. Because you know how they do. If you don't know what you want, I can take another 10 minutes. They walk away. They come back an hour later. Take your order, please. It's like a little game. What do you want? Order it. Come back 15 minutes later. So she comes up to me. What would you have to drink? I said, nothing. I know what I want to eat. She said, well, I'm sorry. I don't have a pen. I said, you a waiter? You don't have a pen? That's like LeBron getting ready for the basketball to break, like, you know what? Basketball. That's like part of your job. You're a referee. You're supposed to bring the ball out when you come. What you think? Oh, LeBron, did you bring the ball this time? It don't work like that. So do me a huge favor, guys. I need you to behave. Even if you're not the best student in the world, and I tell you, academically for me, when I start showing up, when I start going to every class, I just want to do it. When I first got this thing, I paid that race car. Well, the reason you gave me 2.5 is because of the black male. I played that car. 3 weeks later, after the first, I sat up front, started looking at my man. I ain't know what he was talking about. I still look at him with my own. I don't know what he was talking about, right? I gave him body language was like, I'm all in, bro. I'm all in. Keep talking. I don't know what, how. Those words, I've never heard those words a day in my life. But the body language, y'all, sitting up front, I was all in. Everybody asleep, texting on their computer. I just gave them their full eye contact the whole time. 2 hours. Locked in. I'm asking questions. I'm making up stuff. He wrote a book. I'm reading the book before I get. You said on there, pedagogy, curriculum teaching, prepared. On page 39. What did you mean when you said, oh, Eric, you read my book? Yes, sir. I read your book. I see crazy because I didn't understand it. I got one question. He was like, meet me after school. I started meeting him at the professor hours. We started talking and studying. I got out of the class with 3.5. When I started behaving like a student and not just showing up a cold body sitting at the desk, faking it like I was doing something. I showed up, things changed. So let's go back to the other real quick. You know, we got to get out here. If it was easy, everybody would do it. All right, watch this, guys. Everybody can do it. It's not hard. It's easy. It's simple. But if it was easy, everybody would do it. Now you say, yeah, that makes sense.